All right, hello everyone. So today is Tuesday, the 18th of July. So let's start with gold as usual. So this is gold. Now you remember the swing days I posted yesterday. So gold, you got to look out for today because today is a swing day for gold. Okay. So if you want to take a look, let's take a look at the daily here. Now this zone, remember we said there's a target. We talked about a good buy here. See, yesterday you could have gone long on this. I drew this line here yesterday, as you know. Okay, and on the weekly, if you think about it, okay, we're still going up. All right, so what does that mean? Well, we're not going to stand in front of it selling it. Okay, in the meantime, what you can do is, yesterday I said if we come down here, we should go long. All right, and it just tapped that green line there, as you can see, and moved up, and that was your astro hour there. This was an astro hour yesterday. So in the lows here yesterday, if you went long, you should have been just fine. Okay, so we could actually keep following this up. Okay, since the market did come back down yesterday, we're still in a tricky zone here, but if anything's going to happen, the market's either going to go break out from here, or we're going to have a retracement in order to go up again. Okay, so those two things can happen. Now on the daily, we've got this 68. So 1966 is going to be your first target there. 1966. All right, so let's just push this down here. All right, so this zone here, 1966. So this will be the first resistance, since that's our PST level. On the weekly, as you can see, we've got room to push up. So if the market goes up and closes above this, okay, let me just push this down a little bit, closes above that, then obviously, we're still going to be bullish on it. If the market comes back down into the astro hours, the yellow ones, as you can see, the gold colored ones are specific for the asset. If it comes back down into the astro hours, I think it's also, possible to push back up again. Okay, so on gold, you can go long. All right. That's that. So I wouldn't stand in front of it, like I said. If it does come back here again to the lows of yesterday, to the weekly pivot, go for it. I think it's good to go long. Okay. Let's take a look at SP500. Now with SP500 yesterday, I gave an example. Oh, crikey. I told you could go long from here. That was the cover. That level was the take profit. Yesterday, 4515 was the PST level, if you recall. So that was a good target. The market went even higher into the astro hours, and you can see it sold on the astro hour there as well. Now with the SP500, right, we're in this zone. It's a bit of a tricky zone, right? Because we're right on the tops there. 75 there is 4,525. So 4,525, and in fact 4,520 as well. You're going to say why 20? Because if you go to the daily, okay, if you come to the daily, you'll see there's 4,520 there as well, which is the LCL1 line, okay? And I put my first take profit just above that. I should have kept it a little lower. That was a little silly of me. Not to worry. I entered a trade today at the Astro Hour. This is Astro Hour. The gold is specific for the gold color is specific for the SP500. So it's a good place to get in. So I did that, and that's the first target zone there. And I said if it goes higher, it should kind of get into that location if it breaks above. But as you can see, I put the target there. So here is a bit tricky. Why? Because SP500 Tuesday is a swing day. Okay. Now we don't have any other index having a swing day on Tuesday. So the swing day could have also been yesterday because NASDAQ was yesterday. And as you know, they do these things together. Okay. So you can wait for the New York session for this. Okay. And that's basically it. There's not much else to do here. You can wait for the New York session and trade at the Astro hours. I'm going to put the Astro hours in the members area as usual. I'll put specific ones for SP 500 as well. So the market selling from here is also normal. Like I said, it's 4,520 as well. That was silly me for putting it slightly higher above that, okay? Because I just realized that 4,520 when I checked the daily PST. Never mind, okay? Not a big deal. So looking to sell from the highs is also okay. In fact, I can close this, I can close both of these now at the moment, or move my stop forward. What's that? 945 is specifically for SP 500. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait to see what happens here. Okay, not a big deal. And that's that. So let's go to euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, I said we've got this zone. I've said we've got this zone. So looking for these zones, as you can see, it's where the market sold off before. The swing day for the euro dollar, I said, is Monday. All right. And let's just do this. As you can see on Monday, we had a bit of a swing situation here at lunchtime. Boom. Okay. And this, I think, is a good setup for shorting because it looks like a distribution setup here. Okay. So the market's kind of like going up, down, sweep the stops there, sweep everybody's stop here. So looking to go up if there's a structural, looking to go down if there's a structural change. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. So what you can do, right, is this. Obviously, before we break this level, we won't know. But what you can do, if the market goes up, you can sell at Astro hours. Now, if you take a look at the daily, let's take a look at the daily together. All right, here's the daily. Now here we've got the LCL one, which is 1296. And on the weekly, if you take a look at the weekly, we're pretty much at the tops where I drew that line before. Right? So it's 1290 zone. Okay. There's still a bit of room to go up as well, right into there, that indecision bar, all right, which is 1380 all the way up there. Okay, that's still a possibility. So be careful, and if you're going to trade, do it with tight stop losses, as we always do when we're trading with astrology. Okay, because if you get it wrong, there's no need to have a big stop loss, is there? All right, so I'm just going to take that. So this zone is still on the cards. All right, so the market could still go up a little bit. But yesterday was a swing day, and the next swing day is later on. So what you can do, is wait for the breakdown, then sell on the retracement, or sell from the highs, but keep an open mind that the market could go up to 1290 and 1380 up here. All right, so there. Okay, so you got to be a bit open-minded. You've got to be a bit open-minded on this. All right, and that's basically it. If you're not sure, when in doubt, I always say stay out. Okay, so I don't trade the euro dollar often, every once in a blue moon. Okay, but at the end of the day, the market bought yesterday and it did make a higher high today. So if the market pulls back, there's also a possibility that the market may want to buy to go up, and you might want to use that opportunity as well. Okay, at the end of the day, the Tuesday swing day might take us up into the next swing day, all right, which is to a higher price there. So be mindful, use proper stop losses and money management, and use price and time together. Let's take a look at Dow, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. Okay, so the places to buy are obviously going to be at the lower end here, 1220, 1230 on the daily pivot, and down here, which is just under 1.1207. So if the market does come down to the low of yesterday, okay, then obviously not a bad idea. You can come to buy again with a tight stop loss here. Just be mindful that it bounced off there on Friday, bounced off there yesterday, so a lot of the orders are already taken out. So it might do slightly lower, sweep the stop losses, and then go up. Okay, so make sure you're aware and don't just blindly dive in there. All right, so if this thing opens up, we're going to take a look. Right, so Dow Jones. Now remember we had targets up there nicely in there yesterday. This is a 1 hour chart. At the end of the day, this zone, like I've been saying, is a bit of a sell zone. So today, 68, 34, 669. 34, 669 is there, and it's pretty much done. That was a good buy, because 34, 6, 6, 9 right there, as you can see. And the market did that. If you take a look at the daily on there, 68, 13. Okay. And that's basically done. We could still pop up there a little bit. Okay. 68, yeah, 34, 669. And that's 34,669, pretty much done yesterday. Okay, so this zone is not a bad spot. Okay, highs on the weekly. All right, we're right there. That 58, 34,645, 34,645 is also here on the weekly, which is there. All right, so this zone is not a bad place to be selling. So if it comes up there, it might do so in New York. If it does so, selling, I think, is not a bad idea. All right, and that's that. Now, the swing day for Dow Jones, as you know, is not today. But like I said, with the indices, it's just working out differently this week. Okay, so we've got to be a bit more careful, because because the indices go together on any day of the indices, that could happen. Okay, it's a bit tricky. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. All right. Now with NASDAQ, I said the swing day is going to be Monday. That's good. So if we come back up again, it's good to sell. This is good. All right. So if the market goes back down again, it's going to be nice. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, we're pretty much 79 on top of that, which is 15,750. And 15,750 is right there yesterday. Okay, beauty. Market may retest. If it does retest, that's fine. Then you can sell it off if it's an astro hour. On the weekly, let's check out the weekly. We've got 80 there, which is a bit far out because that's 16,000. But this indecision bar is nice. Okay, 16,000. 16,021. All right. So 16,021 is quite a bit fair way up there. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of this. If we were right with the swing day on NASDAQ being Monday, which is yesterday, any pull up at Astro Hour into these highs could be the way to go. If you want to use your 1 hour PST, you can. If you want to do it on a 15-minute, 30-minute, you can. That's 15,757. Okay, looks slightly higher, but what will probably happen is, okay, in the New York session, if the market comes down in New York, it should go up in the morning before they sell it off. So if they're going to sell it, they'll take it up first. Okay, and that's the time you want to be aware of the situation. And in New York, could have a bit of a fast move, one or two fast moves happening, which is fine. Okay, and that sell-off can come in the evening as well. All right, so be careful. If they sell in the opening, if they take it up to sell it, then the push down should carry on until at least around 10:20 to 10:30 my time. It should push down if that's how it's going to happen. Okay, so if we sell at the tops, then it should kind of like dribble down. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now, with Bitcoin yesterday, I said you could buy the lows, okay, in order to go up. And I did give you those levels down here. That was a level there. And it's gone a little bit lower than that, but that's just how it is. Sometimes it'll do that. But if you're working off the Astro hours, if you think about it, right, let's see. This is 950. This is 9:35. And remember, we said between 9:30 and 10 past 10, you could expect a swing in the market, and that's when that swing came. Also, if you're like, following Bitcoin with astrology, you see, I did say 4:30, okay, from 3:50 to 4:30, all right? That's 420 bar there where it made that high. Okay, it made this high there and then started pushing down, right down into that 930 all the way down, and then they started buying up, which is fine. Okay, now with Bitcoin, like I always say, I said from the lows you could go up yesterday. Also, look, these levels were okay to go long. So if you kind of like bought at this one, you still would have been okay with the intraday trading. And I did say be careful here because they'll take stops out because this looks like an accumulation phase where you got even lows. They'll take out the stops, which they've done here. So here there are two options really. One is the market can come down into that 40 zone, which is 29,500. Okay. And if we come back down, 29,500 is going to be a target. All right, so this zone is going to be a target for you. Okay, so that's a good sell-off. Okay, and there's a good buy reaction here. Okay, if the selling continues, that's your first target on the daily, which is there. If it goes further down, 28,420. So, like I said, we could be coming back into this zone, which is not a bad idea. Okay, so this could be a place where the market should go down to. And remember, I did say we've got some gaps here, so the market should fill them out, come back into this zone, make make at least some 50% to 37.5 retracement so that these gaps can be filled in. On the daily, okay, if you think about it, if you go all the way back here, this is also huge, okay, fair price gap. So if this thing doesn't pan out like it should, okay, it should like really push down. This is our Venus line. So if we come to this Venus line here, we're going to buy. But what I'd love is if we came back to the moon line, and also where's the Mars? I'm going to draw the Mars on this one. That's Mercury, and we'll see how things pan out. But Venus is looking good. I like to use Venus for this one, and we'll see how things pan out. But we should have a retracement, so it's a bit tricky here. Buying the lows is also not a bad idea. I just would prefer to do it on a PST, the way I trade anyway. Okay, I use the PST levels for the buys with the astrological hours. Okay, so only if it comes back down, I would be thinking about it. Down here, there are more targets. If you're going to be a buyer, make sure you're trading it safe with proper money management and stuff.